Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I want to do an unboxing for the HG Iron-Blooded Orphans Hyakuri. This is a kit that I've seen people with very mixed opinions about whether they like the design or not. I particularly really like this design. It's really quite interesting for me. Really tiny feet, really thin limbs in general, really thin arms especially, and a very interesting style head, and of course the main thing being that really huge backpack thing going off its back. Yeah, I guess it would be a backpack, right? I believe it's attached to its back, sort of back of the head, neck. Anyway, really cool looking design, really a cool looking pilot, as we just saw recently in the series, as both of them made their appearance. I believe it was episode 7, if I remember correctly. Really cool in the series. The character is kind of not particularly that interesting, but interesting looking, I guess you could say. And yeah, so one thing that I noticed about this box right away is that it's much smaller than I expected. I wasn't expecting the box to be this thin. Of course, the Gundam is pretty simple. It's not Gundam, I guess I should say. The mobile suit is pretty simple, but still I was expecting the box to be a little bit thicker. It's very, very thin. So that's interesting. The other thing I need to say right off the bat is a big thank you, as always, to MindFenix Hobby Store for sending me this kit to share with you guys. So thank you to them. So let's go ahead and check it out. Really cool box art here on the front again, as always. Going around to the side, we can see this is number 5 in the series. So far so good. On the bottom of the box, we've got just some shots here of the kit in action, showing off all the weapons and gimmicks, all of that. Close-up of the head there. The rifles, which look okay, kind of basic. There's just talking about the backpack there. You can, of course, tuck the arms into the backpack, which is cool, and how that works. And then here, I think this is about the legs as well, just how you can sort of point the feet all the way down so the legs are just kind of just very simple there. You can, when you pull out the arms, you can use like the parts of the backpack as sort of shields on the arms there as well, so that's pretty cool. And then, of course, you can customize it with, these are the 2 of the weapons that are included in the Orphans Option Set 2. Can't wait to get that set, because these weapons look pretty cool, especially this grenade launcher thing here. That looks like a really cool weapon. So I'll show you guys that, of course, when I get that weapon set after this. Well, yeah, anyway, after this review and a couple others, I guess, I don't know. Should be shortly after this you see that anyway. Just the front and back image. One thing that's nice about this is that it's coming with that stand. I think with that huge backpack, it's definitely necessary to have that, so it's cool that we got that. I'm assuming there's going to be a couple different ways to attach this onto the kit, so we'll take a look at that in the review, of course. There's a bit about the pilot and the story, and then the list price of 1,200 yen. So again, very cheap, just like the rest of the kits in the series, so that's good. Opening it up, here we can see we've just got that tan color, some polycaps. There's parts of our base there, a couple of gray and the white colors, and then all of our gray parts. Not sure if this is going to have the same kind of full inner frame that the grays and the Barbatos have had so far. I'll just have to see. Taking a look at the instruction manual, the top half is just this, basically our box art there repeated again. On the bottom we've just got some artwork of the mobile suit as well as the pilot there. And then on the back, just again same stuff we saw on the outside of the box, just with some more information now. The rifle can be switched between these 2 different modes, basically, and then that shield part comes out as well. And then here is our color guide. One thing that I like about this kit is the colors as well. Not the kit, I guess the mobile suit in general. I like the colors that it's in. Here's our parts list. We've got a bunch of no, that's not is that polycaps? Yeah. Our polycaps, we can see it looks like we're only using actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 polycaps from there. That's pretty interesting. More than half of the polycap sheet we're not going to be using. Everything else we are going to be using, as it is a totally new, unique design. Very unique. Building the torso first, there, and then the head. Very simple, just 3 parts there for the head. Then moving on to the arms, putting the upper body together. Then the legs, all of that there, and then coming around this page, the middle section, and then putting that together, and then building the backpack. Looks like it's pretty simple, like this is all just one big piece there, so it shouldn't be anything too complex. And then going into our color pages, building the stand, and mounting it on the stand, and then building the rifle and the shield, and those are just going to connect into the backpack or into the hands of the mobile suit. And there's basically, this is just, and then the last page here is just transforming it between, I guess, what would be like a flight form, they're calling it here, flight form. I was going to say high speed mode, but yeah, flight form works too. So that's basically it. Let's go ahead and take a look now at all the runners. First things first, here's our sticker sheet. I'm guessing most of these stickers are going to be going onto the backpack, but I'm really not too sure. We'll just have to see in the review. I'll point all those out. Then again, here's a PC002 standard HG mobile suit polycaps here, but like I said, we're only going to be using it was something like 6 of these, so more than half we're just going to be throwing out or keeping for future projects. Then we have our base here, BA0. I think the last time I saw this was maybe with the Transient Gundam. But this is a base that we've seen before. I mentioned at that time, I like this base, how there's no waste with this. It just basically comes apart and just snaps back together in base form. So it's nice that Bandai's made this in a way that they're not wasting any plastic at all. Runner A is in this light brown color. It's definitely a dark tan, light brownish color. And there's all of our parts here, and these runners are going to be marked HG1144 Hyakuri, the name there being in kanji rather than katakana. Runner B is going to be in a definitely more of a tan color, kind of sandy yellow sort of color. A lot of really cool details on here. As you can see, like the parts of the backpack has lots of details, so that's really nice. Just to give you a closer look at that, you can see here a lot of really nice details on some of those parts, so that's going to look really good when it's all painted and lined up. Then runner C is going to be all of our internal and joint parts, everything like that, as well as our weapons and hands. It looks like, again, for this kit, we're only going to be having just the holding hands and no other options for hands with these. A theme of the HG Iron-Blooded Orphans kits so far. Disappointing, but looks like that's going to be the way of this line of kits. Runner D is in a just sort of off-white, creamish sort of color. This is definitely different from the light sand color that we saw before. So we're basically having 3 different tones of our sort of tannish, beigeish color. This one being the lightest, of course. So just for some of the detail parts as well as the head there. And lastly, runner E with just some more gray parts. This is a slightly different color of gray from the gray on the C runner, like all of our internals. This has a slight hint of brownish, greenish sort of color in it. So it is going to be a little bit different for these colors. So that's it for unboxing the HG Hyakuri. Should be a pretty quick build, I assume. Similar to the grays or the Schwab grays, I suppose. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any other questions or comments about this kit, leave those down below, or just questions, comments in general, I suppose. I'll have the review for this coming up next. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.